Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Lazarus Planet, We Once Were Gods, #1. This is another one of the Lazarus Planet one-shots. In this one, as the Lazarus rain beats down upon planet Earth, human beings are only a fraction of those affected by the transformative upheaval. Enter We Once Were Gods, the series of vignettes that explores the Lazarus Planet effects across the many extraordinary locations and creatures in the DC universe. And like their human counterparts, these beings are in for some big changes. Can Themyscira survive the resurrection of every invading army that ever graced its shores? Will Martian Manhunter survive a psychic link to a Doomsday nest? And what happens when the monsters from the trench gain the ability to breathe air? And also look out, Shazam family, the Rock of Eternity, it's about to get rocked. Yeah, really fun stuff. I'm going to skip the first story, which is the Aquaman, because that's the one I have preview art for. So we'll touch on the other ones here. For those that don't know, here's a quick synopsis of the Lazarus Planet stuff. Pause the video to read all that. But pretty much after the volcano of Lazarus Island exploded, these Lazarus rains have been changing the world with their powers. So we have a Martian Manhunter story, Songs of Pain, written by Dan Waters, with art by Max DUnbar, colors by Romulo Fajardo Jr., and letters by Troy Peteri. We have the Wonder Woman story, Songs of the Dead, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, who also wrote Action Comics 1051 this week. Go check that out. We also have a review for that on the channel, with art by Jack Herbert, colors by Alex Guimarães, and letters by Pat Brousseau. And last but definitely not least, we have a continuation of the new champion of Shazam. If you haven't been following that, the book by Joseph Campbell and Doc Shaner, we have Mary Marvel Shazam in The Price of Eternity, written by Joseph Campbell, with art by Kaylin Yarsky and colors by Jordi Blair, letters by Clem Cowles. That was probably my favorite story of this one, just because I just caught up on the Mary Marvel book, but it's all these stories are a lot of fun. So let's talk about the one that I do have some preview art for. This is the Aquaman story, Hunger Pains, with a script and art by Francis Manapul, letters by Andworld Design. So yeah, I mean, once again, when you have Francis Manapul on both writing duty and art, I already know I'm going to be in for a fantastic ride. I think Manapul, just the way he had, I really liked his expressions, his facial expressions. I think they really convey what a lot of the story that he's trying to do. I think as an advantage of being both the writer and the artist, everything that's on the page is really the way you fully intended it, as opposed to in a collaboration with a different artist. They may have a different interpretation of what you're trying to say or do in the story. So this one's almost a horror story, and that's what's going to happen when you have beings from the trench be here. But then we finally do get a little bit of action. We get a little bit of spooky story. We get a little bit of savior with Aquaman when he shows up. So yeah, I know I mentioned in my review for the other Lazarus Planet stuff, I don't know if the presentation of these stories is the best. The stories themselves are fun, but it just feel like it is kind of all over the place. This event has been pretty difficult to keep up with, just because there's so much going on. There's new books coming out. I'm sure there were some kind of delays with the Lazarus Planet stuff coming out, but we're trying to do here our best to kind of parse through it, and then just get from these stories we'll be able to figure out what are the things that we want to follow going forward with the dawn of DC, since they are launching 20 different series over the next year. But let me know what you thought of this issue down in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye. Bye.